It's good to get the 23 season underway. And I guess on a positive note, it'd be kind of scary if everything was clicking right now like it's supposed to be. And it's not, so that's a good thing. We did a lot of things well. We saw a lot of positives, but we also saw a lot of things that we need to really focus on, sharpen up in, and that's what we'll get to work on here in about 30 minutes or so.
Coach, that second game, you guys obviously go down 2-0 pretty quick, come back and win the third, and there were some moments where just between setters and hitters, it just didn't seem like they were completely in sync. But the takeaway for me, at least, was, man, did they fight all the way to the end of that thing. Just talk a little bit about what you saw from them in that loss and what you think they kind of learned from that game.
Yeah, I think that may be one of the most important matches we play all year long. And the loss can turn out to be a good thing for us as well. But you're absolutely right. The fight was there. The effort was there. Those things were never in question. But we were not connecting. We were not connecting like we needed to offensively. South Al is a very good team. I mean, they were, 16-14 away from being in the Sun Belt Championship a year ago. They have a lot of players back, and they added a transfer from a Big Ten team that also made a big difference for them. And just they were well prepared for us. And, unfortunately, we didn't have the luxury of watching them play before we played them. So, that's not really not the best scenario, but, they executed at a higher level than we did. They deserved that win, but it was a great learning opportunity for us, and one that I think will really got the girls' attention, and we will really buckle down and hit some things hard this week.
Well, speaking of last weekend, we learned that Bella Ortiz got all-tournament team. Oh. So can you speak to her performance this past weekend?
Yeah, I mean, Bella was a couple players we had that I thought were really good all weekend, and Bella's right at the top of that. I mean, she did it both attacking and blocking. She did it from the service line and just in leadership. She did a great job in all three matches, and Adi had a really great weekend as well. So those two were consistent. Those weren't the only good performances we had, but they were the only consistent performances we had over the course of all three matches.
And I noticed that while I was with you guys, you had the freshman Ty Joseph playing a lot. Can you speak to what you see from her and what you see from the freshman class overall in practice?
Yeah, Ty had a great outing. I mean, looking at her stats, we'd like for a right side to hit a little bit higher percentage than she did, but her errors weren't out of control. Her kill percentage was pretty solid. And she's going to start blocking even more balls. We got a couple little things technique-wise we need to work with this week on her to get her going. And like I said, she'll be blocking more balls. But for a first time out, your first weekend, and you're in a starting role, on the right side, you're the other right side coming in a 6'2". I thought for a first weekend, she did a phenomenal job.
Coach, you guys are going to open up the pressure cooker this week, and we're going to get to see some action here on campus. And, I know we've got a lot of veterans back on this team, but school just started today, and so everybody's kind of getting adjusted to class schedules, and you guys are now adjusting to having that. I mean, instead of just being able to practice every day and not have that, just a lot of adjustment over the next few days. Do you ever worry about, that first week, classes getting going, how everybody's going to be going into that first game after that, or is that something that you think you guys are just going to be, it's just going to be business as usual?
No, I mean, I really think we'll be fine. I don't really worry about that. You did mention we have a lot of veterans back. That's one thing, that's one reason I think, kind of going back to that South Al match, why I think that was good for us, because I think those veterans kind of were in the mindset that we just got to do the same things we did last year. And it's like, no, this is not last year. And I think that match cleared that this is not last year, this is this year. And we may have different setter-hitter combos. We may run different play sets in different scenarios. We are not going to do exactly the same things that we did a year ago. So, for this week, we're excited to be home. We know that home crowd is worth, 2 to 3 points every set. So we're looking forward to getting in there with people that are wearing purple and being extremely loud. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And Cal Poly coming in here, they're a good team. They are big. They were tested a lot this past weekend. And then Nichols is still trying to figure everything out with a new coaching staff. But they've got some hitters that can get the job done. And then Southern Miss, what a battle we had at their place a year ago. And both teams have a lot of players returning. So that will be a heck of a battle. So we've got our hands full again this week. And for us, we just need to be focused in on getting better every single day in the gym and making sure we're playing hard defensively every single day we go out there.
Just random question, kind of not pertaining to anything to do with this week. Your coaching staff, you got Evan, and you got Maddie, and even your graduate assistant.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really core group that you guys have. Talk about the camaraderie and Jack Nation may not know about this, but we're in the office. I'm going on my lunch break, and you guys are going to work out together. So talk about that good dynamic that you guys have all had together and how that.
Speaking of, we have to finish up here because workout time is later today. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have to get it in right before practice. But no, it's a fun group, and I feel very fortunate to be working with all of them. We all have our area of expertise that we kind of dig into. And, Evan's the stats guy. He's the numbers crunching. He watches hours and hours of video. Kristen helps him a lot with that, and she does a lot of things on the ops side. She makes sure we get to eat while we're on the road and all those important things. And then, Maddie has her hands in a little bit of everything, and they're all involved with different positional training on the court, which go right into their level of expertise or their area of expertise. But they love the sport. They're as passionate about it as I am. They're willing to spend however many hours we have to, whether that's being up early or staying up late, or, whether we're doing it in the office or we're doing it from home. They realize that this career is not a 9-to-5 kind of gig. And they are all in just like I am. And we have a good time together. And I think that's super important.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach. We'll see you in the pressure cooker against Cal Poly on Thursday.
Sounds great. Thank you.